Hey everybody, so today I am here to share with you guys our art curriculum for my kindergartner, but also for my preschooler. So sorry if you hear my noisy AC in the background, but it is too hot to turn that off right now. So just bear with me. When I first started putting together the curriculum for the other subjects, I thought that art could just be some arts and crafts with a few concepts, and I'm sure that might be simple enough in some areas, but I came to find out that Ohio has standards. But I'm glad I found that before we jumped into the school year. So I took a look at both the Ohio standards and also some of the national ones because I wasn't aware that those existed as well. But I compiled them down into some objectives. Now, I did not elaborate on some of these because I felt like they spoke for themselves, but some of them, a lot of them, as you can see, I actually did elaborate with a helpful website that kind of broke everything down. I will link my Google Doc and also the document that I found that was really helpful below, and you can take a look at it yourself if you are interested. But I am not an art teacher by any means. I am not a teacher of any kind, but I am going to be my kids' teacher this year, so I did want to try my best and make sure that we were meeting the standards that would be expected of her if she was in public school. So yeah, I went ahead and I did that. As you can see, it's continued on the back here. Quite a lot for kindergarten, but hey, I'm not sure exactly what this is from, but it mentioned every single one of the Ohio standards for art, so I felt like it was pretty applicable, at least for us since we live in Ohio. But that was my first step. I really wanted to get acquainted with the objectives, and then I did want to go in there slipped right away from me, but I did want to go in there and also go through the different holidays and celebrations, whatever day they might be, and really get a good look at that as well, because even though it is going to be a bit more in depth than just arts and crafts, I definitely still wanted to incorporate some of them into our art as well. So I made this Google Doc as well. I will link it below, even if you just want like a visual aid for yourself. Obviously you do not have to use mine, but I just went through and I marked a bunch of different ones, and as far as I know, as far as Google knows, I should say, these are correct. However, if you see a holiday that you celebrate and the date on here is not correct, please let me know, because obviously I can't speak for every single one of these holidays. So if you see anything out of place, I would greatly appreciate a comment. But yes, I put this list together because even if we're not doing anything to do with art, I still wanted to make it a point to recognize these days and just even have a bit of conversation with the girls. And then that went into my lesson plans. I will also link this Google Doc down below as well. So I had figured out what I wanted to go ahead and do, and honestly, I don't think that these were in any particular order necessarily, so they can be switched around. But the bold letters are the actual lesson, and then underneath is what I would like to do that day, because art will be on Fridays for us. So I have primary and secondary colors, warm colors, texture, complementary colors, cool colors, lines, shapes, form, patterns, and other principles, positive and negative space, tint, value, and shade, mosaics, mixed media, and printing. So, some of these relate with the standards, some of them do not. Some of the standards are more kind of concepts and thinking about art, understanding meaning, being able to talk about the elements of art, stuff like that. So it's not like I can necessarily just say, oh, that's going to be a lesson plan. That's something we're going to have to implement throughout all of these and just make sure that we're regularly doing. And then I also wanted to add in some monthly crafts that would just be fun, and whether it was related to the season or a celebration or whatever. So I did make a little list down here as well. Now, June we may be in school, we may not be, but it doesn't matter. We'll do the arts and crafts then. So for August, our first week, we're going to do kindness clouds and sun dolly paintings. September is apple stained glass and coffee filter fall leaves. October is a pumpkin activity and bat silhouettes. In November, honestly, I wanted to do something to celebrate the Day of the Dead and also Thanksgiving, and also the fact that it's Native American Heritage Week. However, I could not find things that I knew for sure were culturally appropriate. If I had to question it, it didn't feel right, and therefore I said scrap the crafts. We are just going to be cooking, baking, whatever. So we're going to be making some Mexican hot chocolate, some fry bread, and a pumpkin pie recipe that week. Instead of making some visual art, we're going to make it with food. So there we go. And with December, we're going to paint some clear ornaments and also celebrate the different holidays around the world. I'm not quite sure what I want to do for that yet. I have an idea. I'm not entirely sure, but we will see. And then in January, it's winter tree painting and a hibernating bear. February is paper plate love bugs and also a May Among the Stars activity because it is Black History Month. And then March is International Women's Day drawings and also leprechaun foam paintings. And then April is Q-tip flowers and fingerprint Earth Day paintings. May is rainbow handprints. And then also, because it is Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, we will be doing I'm not going to say that because I will butcher it recipe, but this looks delicious. And then also a tea tasting. And then in June, I wanted to paint with some bubbles and do a Father's Day craft. But yeah, that's a look at our lesson plans in general. And then as far as what we have, I did make these little folders. I cannot speak today, but the purple one is for Remy, the blue one is for Sophie. But in here is a lot of our color stuff. I found this printable off of Pinterest. I will link my Pinterest down below. I'm just going to keep it there because I have a lot of the different pins that I want to do on my board. So I made a folder for each of them that has this. So we will revisit it, you know, over time. It's just going to be something that they can come back to and look at when we start having the different discussions. So both of the folders look exactly like that. And lastly, I want to share with you some art storage. So we have our own arts and crafts at home. We have dry erase markers, paint, you name it, we have it. But I wanted something that was just for school, something that does not get touched unless we are doing something for school. That way it stays organized and I know I have what I need when I need it. So this is actually photo storage. I got this from Walmart for $15. I cannot find it online. I will try to link it for you, and I will also link it on Amazon. It is $25 on Amazon, and I would pay $25 for this, but if you can get it cheaper at Walmart, obviously do. So it opens up and it has all these individual little holders, and it's actually meant to hold, I think, 4x6 photos. Great organization for that too, but I just wanted a little art station. So right up here, I have one of these made for each girl. It is a pair of scissors, a glue stick, and a bottle of glue. So each of them will have these on Friday. It will go back in there. Everyone has exactly what they need, no fighting. So hopefully, right? In my mind. So I've got some feathers here. I've got some popsicle sticks, googly eyes, pom-poms. Those are coffee filters. That one is empty in the back. Up here is more of like the different tools for art. So, you know, crayons. Those are confetti crayons, I believe. And these were the different skin tone crayons that I got from Walmart. I knew that if I just let my girls have these would end up everywhere. And then they get annoyed because when they are coloring pictures of people, they want different skin tones and then we can't find them. So I just put them all in one spot. Some regular markers. These are like different colors, I think tropical or something like that. An empty container. This is glitter glue, and that is more glitter glue. And then down the middle, I have some oversized feathers that I just stuck down here in the middle. But as you can see, I do have a couple empty spots for things that I come across later in the year or things that I pick up and we could reuse. So I love this because it is minimal. It keeps everything organized in one spot. I am hoping to clear up that right there and put it up there because I actually got this as well. This is from Amazon and it's just a little, I think it's technically a file holder or something like that, but I'll link it so you guys can just find it. It's clear plastic and I just have our foam pieces, construction paper, and pipe cleaners down there. Again, we have this stuff normally, but I just want my own Miss Mom art class kind of space, if that makes sense. Something that my husband and my children know not to touch unless classes in session basically. But I do want to clean this off so I can take that caddy and put it right up there, and you know, when we start art on Friday, we can just grab everything that we need and go. But yeah, that is everything as far as our art curriculum goes. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.